Hey guys, this is Kenneth from Talent Creative Props. I just want to go ahead and introduce you to my little shop space here. Got a nice 8-foot by 3-foot workbench that I have to work on. My trusty scroll saw for all my intricate little cutting that is a little too tedious to do by hand with a coping saw. Have a couple shelves on either side of me for molds and sculpts. To my immediate left is my Batman cowl that I've sculpted out, and then a Catwoman cowl sitting on a mannequin head. Besides that, what I have going on right now is just an Uncharted 3 bandolier and holster set. It's almost done. I have a few more things left to do, and really that just involves, I've already tacked down the pouches, the pockets for the bandoliers, and these will just get folded up, get the sides tucked under, put in position, tack down with the rivets, and then they'll snap shut nice and clean. So once that's done, the bandolier will be done. I have one more pocket to make. It's a custom pocket for his insulin pens. So I do take custom requests such as that. It's not accurate to the costume, but for his needs, I'm definitely willing to do that. So the back of the holster looks a little like this, or really it is. These are called roped berry conchos. I go to Tandy Leather Factory to find this type of hardware. They've been really good about keeping their prices pretty consistent. And then I recently found these buckles. I used to use these brass colored ones for my bandolier as well, but the silver ones I feel are more accurate to the actual game model. And that's something I always strive for. I always strive for trying to have something that is as accurate as I can make it. And whenever I work on any commissions, I always have my custom little toolkit here. These tools right here are for doing lacing. I just use these. It's basically just 4 spikes on a line, and it's just a line punch for sewing. I just hit the first punch, and then I take the first spike and I put it in the last spike's previous hole. That way I get my spacing consistent throughout my stitches. And then of course rivet setters over here, and then some custom, some edge decorative stamps, some hole punches. These X-Acto blades are very, very handy. They have a curved blade instead of your traditional straight edge. It does make it a lot harder to cut a nice straight line unless you have a straight edge, or unless you're very patient. One cool thing though is that a regular X-Acto blade, you would have to really cut through it either really hard or with multiple passes, and with this blade it does neither of the two. I'll give an example. Here's a scrap piece of leather. I have a whole bin full of it. But basically, one cut with this, with the tip, this one's been used a couple times, and probably needs to have its blade replaced because of the tip, but I can use it for this purpose. One score with the tip gets in there pretty good. It's almost halfway through. However, this is the cool part. If I have, say, a line that's already been done, I don't need one because I'm not striving for a perfectly straight line in this. The cool thing is that the curved part of this blade right back here gets less use because of its design, especially if I'm only using the tip to carve through leather. So what I tend to do is if I have a long strip that just needs to be quickly cut right out, or if I've plotted all of my patterns on a big piece of leather and I need to go ahead and cut out all of my pieces, it's easier for me to kind of to just cut the larger piece of leather into smaller sections. That way it's a lot easier to work with. I mean, I have a fairly large workbench, but it's nice to be able to just turn around a smaller piece of leather versus a larger piece. I mean, I have a lot of stuff on my workbench because I am kind of limited in my actual real estate that I have available to work with. But in any event, the curved section of this blade is really cool because if I feed the leather right into it, it cuts through beautifully. And it's just something that comes in handy really, really often in everything that I'm doing. So that's just an example of that. But just as a breakdown, pretty soon I'll be making a 1-to-1 scale and this is 8 feet tall, Space Marine suit, the Blood Angel variant. That is for a friend of mine. He went ahead and just commissioned me to do that by about, I think it's March of this coming year, for a convention here in Orlando called MegaCon. It's going to be pretty cool, but also pretty interesting to see if we can fit it through the doors. So that'll be in progress here pretty soon. This is my last holster to go ahead and get done before I start working on that suit. Actually, I have a Laura Croft holster that comes after this one. This is my last Uncharted holster. Then it's a Laura Croft, the collector's edition, where it has the custom brass belt buckle. I'm going to go ahead and model that up, probably in SolidWorks or Inventor, and then I'm going to shoot that over to my brother, and he'll be able to mill it out for me. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this first video from my shop, and please check back up on any future videos that I have to post up. Thanks for watching. See ya.